Welcome back to Mindful Stoic, where we explore timeless wisdom and modern strategies for a more powerful, peaceful life. In today's video, we're talking about the incredible strength found in stillness and silence. When you step back and choose not to engage, you shift the dynamic of every interaction. People will notice your absence, reflect on your value, and often, they'll come back to you on their own terms. If you're ready to master this Stoic principle and transform your relationships, confidence, and life, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Mindful Stoic. It really helps the channel grow, and I'd love to have you on this journey. And lesson number 1, reinforcing your boundaries. Absence draws attention because it disrupts the expectations people have formed around you. It's an effective way of reminding others of your value when someone realizes they no longer have easy access to your time and energy. It sparks curiosity and wonder. They may question why you've stepped back, reflect on their behavior, and begin to realize how much your presence actually meant to them. This newfound appreciation is a result of you reclaiming your space, making your energy and time a privilege rather than a given to make absence. A powerful tool you need to practice patience. Resist the urge to explain your every choice to justify your distance or to seek validation through constant connection. Instead, embrace the strength that comes from silence. Allow others to wonder, to feel the gap left by your withdrawal. Let them come to terms with the impact you have on their lives. This approach will naturally elevate how they perceive you, as people are often drawn to those who respect themselves and their boundaries. By carefully managing your presence and knowing when to step back, you create an aura of intrigue that compels others to appreciate your worth more deeply. 2. The quiet power of silence. Build respect without saying a word. Silence, when used effectively, can be one of the most powerful tools in your emotional and social toolkit. It is often misunderstood as a passive response, but silence can speak volumes, setting boundaries without the need for explanation in a world where oversharing and constant connection have become the norm. Choosing silence signals restraint, confidence, and self-respect. When you choose silence over reaction, you gain control over your emotions and convey a sense of stability. It's a way of reminding yourself and showing others that you don't need anyone's approval to feel complete. People tend to interpret silence in various ways, but most of all, they notice it in relationships and interactions. Silence often creates an air of mystery and gravity. It forces others to reflect on their behavior. And lesson number 2, actions inviting them to consider why you are holding back. By not reacting impulsively, you keep people on their toes, encouraging them to be more thoughtful about their behavior around you. Silence can function as an invisible barrier that protects your energy and peace of mind, allowing you to choose your words and actions. Carefully think of silence as a form of power that fosters respect. By not offering immediate explanations or reactions, you allow others to understand that you're not an open book that everyone can read at their convenience. When you choose to be selective with your words and emotions, you cultivate a quiet confidence that demands respect. This isn't about withholding or manipulating. It's about valuing your inner peace. By practicing silence, you communicate strength, self-respect, and independence over time. Others will come to respect the boundaries you've established and appreciate the calm, steady presence you bring to the table. 3. Guard your time. Make them earn. Every minute. Time is a finite result resource, and once spent, it cannot be reclaimed. Understanding this truth can change the way you approach relationships, commitments, and goals. Often, we find ourselves giving away our time too freely, accommodating others' schedules, and making ourselves too available. But this only leads to burnout and leaves little room for personal growth. When you value your time, others will learn to value it as well. It's not about withholding your attention to create distance. It's about directing your energy towards people and pursuits that align with your values and goals. Think of your time as a currency, valuable and limited. Just as you wouldn't waste money on something that doesn't serve you, you shouldn't spend your time on people who don't respect it. By being intentional with your minutes, you communicate that your energy is precious. Those who truly value you will understand that your availability is not guaranteed, and they'll learn to appreciate the moments you choose to share. This approach also encourages you to prioritize your personal goals and well-being. cultivating a life that isn't solely dependent on external validation. Taking control of your time is a statement of self-worth. When you manage your schedule based on what brings you joy and fulfillment, you'll feel more energized, focused, and empowered. This shift in mindset allows you to reclaim your life, aligning it with your values and vision. People who are genuinely interested in you will recognize and respect this shift, and those who don't may naturally fall away. Remember guarding your time. Lesson number 3 isn't about creating distance. It's about building a life where every minute counts and every relationship is mutually fulfilling. 4. Raise your standards. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Many of us settle for less than we deserve, often out of fear of being alone or out of hope that others will eventually change, but settling doesn't lead to fulfillment. It leads to resentment and dissatisfaction. It's time to raise your standards, to understand that you deserve relationships, experiences, and goals that align with your values and potential. By demanding more, you are not asking for too much, you are simply refusing to compromise on your self-worth. Think of it this way: if you continue to accept the bare minimum, you communicate to yourself and others that your needs aren't important. The longer you tolerate crumbs, the harder it becomes to believe that you deserve anything more. Raising your standards isn't about rejecting people or opportunities. It's about creating a life that reflects your true worth. This process may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you've grown used to settling. However, standing firm on your expectations will ultimately attract people and situations that meet and appreciate your value. Embracing high standards teaches people how to treat you when others see that you respect yourself enough to demand a certain level of commitment, honesty, and effort. They are more likely to step up. Those who aren't willing to meet your standards may fade away, but those who truly care will respect and even admire your self-assurance. Remember, you set the bar for how others treat you by refusing to accept less. You not only elevate your life but also inspire others to see your true value. 5. Cultivate a life independent of approval. One of the most liberating things you can do for yourself is to live without needing anyone else's approval. This shift begins by recognizing how often we seek validation from others, whether it's through constant communication, looking for likes on social media, or waiting for someone to acknowledge our value. When we crave approval, we hand over our emotional power, allowing others to shape how we feel about ourselves. Cultivating independence means reclaiming that power and choosing to stand firm in your self-worth regardless of external validation. To begin, take small steps by practicing self-affirmation. Make a habit of acknowledging your own accomplishments, big or small, without expecting anyone else's praise. When you find satisfaction within you, become far less vulnerable to external opinions. This isn't to say you should isolate yourself from feedback. Constructive input can be valuable for growth, but you don't want your sense of worth to be tied to others' praise or criticism. As you shift your focus from lesson number 4, seeking approval, to self-recognition, you'll knot a newfound peace in your life. The journey to self-validation also involves setting boundaries on social media. Instead of measuring your value through likes and follows, consider these platforms as ways to express yourself freely without needing validation. The more authentic you are, the stronger and more fulfilled you'll feel. Over time, people will naturally be drawn to your genuine confidence. Remember, true independence of approval is a practice. Start today by recognizing your own strengths, defining your worth from within, and allowing yourself to live free from the need to prove yourself to anyone. 6. Embrace the power of letting go. Letting go is one of the most empowering acts you can undertake. Often, we hold on to people or situations that drain us, hoping that things will eventually improve. But sometimes letting go is not just necessary, it's essential for growth. This doesn't mean abandoning people recklessly. Rather, it's about freeing yourself from connections that no longer serve your well-being. Letting go means releasing relationships and situations that compromise your peace and prevent you from reaching your full potential. When you let go of things that weigh you down, you make room for what genuinely enriches your life. This act of release allows new positive connections to enter, ones that match the self-respect and value you've cultivated. If you find it difficult to let go, start by reminding yourself of what you deserve. A relationship based on respect and mutual appreciation should make you feel supported and valued, not drained and compromised. Letting go can also apply to old habits, beliefs, or self-doubt. Sometimes it's not a person, but our own mindset. Holding us back. A powerful way to embrace the practice of letting go is by recognizing when you're giving too much, holding on to outdated beliefs, or staying in situations out of fear. Start by distancing yourself from what's draining and fill that space with activities, people, and thought that fuel your growth with time. The act of letting go becomes a process of self-empowerment, a commitment to prioritize your happiness and peace. 7. Value your own company. Above all, one of the ultimate acts of self-respect is learning to value your own company in a world that emphasizes constant connection and interaction. Many people feel uncomfortable spending time alone, but the truth is, when you enjoy your own company, you become less reliant on others for happiness. Cultivating a love for solitude allows you to understand and appreciate yourself better, strengthening your independence and self-assurance. When you're comfortable alone, you're no longer compelled to settle for less in your relationships as you don't. Lesson number 5, depend on others to fulfill your emotional needs. To start, dedicate time each day to be alone and do something you love, whether it's reading, journaling, taking a walk, or engaging in a hobby. This dedicated alone time can be transformative as it builds confidence and clarity about who you are and what you want from life. When you're comfortable with solitude, you're more discerning about the people you invite into your world, and you're less likely to compromise your values for the sake of companionship. Valuing your own company doesn't mean isolating yourself from others, but recognizing that your happiness is ultimately your responsibility. This independence naturally attracts people who appreciate you for who you are, not just for the company you offer. As you grow more comfortable with solitude, you'll develop a quiet confidence, making you magnetic to those who respect and value your presence. Embrace the power of your own company, and you'll find that fulfillment comes from within, enhancing every relationship you choose to pursue. As we wrap up today's video, remember that building self-respect is an ongoing journey, one that starts from within and reflects outward in every choice you make. By valuing yourself, setting clear boundaries, and understanding your worth, you'll attract relationships that truly complement and uplift you. Empowerment isn't about isolating yourself or never compromising. It's about creating a life where you no longer settle for less than you deserve. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found value in this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and subscribe for more insights on personal growth and relationships. Remember, respect starts with you, so treat yourself with the kindness, patience, and love you truly deserve. I'll see you in the next video.